The journey begins with premium high-gluten wheat flour, stored in massive silos. Air pressure transports tons of flour directly to the mixing department without human touch.
Kansui, an alkaline solution, is the secret ingredient that gives ramen its chewiness and yellow tint.
The mixer mimics the traditional hand kneading process, but on a massive industrial scale. The dough emerges as loose crumbs, ready to be pressed into a solid form. Immense pressure fuses the particles into a continuous dough sheet, marking the start of the line. Compound pressing strengthens the gluten network while reducing thickness to exactly 1 millimeter.
The slitter divides the sheet into hundreds of strands, defining the noodle's width.
By slowing the conveyor, physics takes over, buckling the strands into that iconic wavy shape. The raw dough now enters the steam tunnel for the gelatinization process. 2 minutes of intense steam cooks the starch, making the noodles digestible and elastic. A quick seasoning bath enhances flavor and prevents the strands from tangling. Rotary blades cut the continuous strand into precise individual servings. The portions fall into metal retainers that define the final shape of the noodle block.
Flash frying dehydrates the noodles instantly, reducing moisture from 30% to just 2%.
The escaping steam creates tiny pores, allowing the noodles to rehydrate quickly in your bowl.
In just 2 minutes, the soft dough is transformed into a crispy, preserved block.
Mechanical hammers ensure the cakes release cleanly before the cooling stage. The noodle cakes are dangerously hot, over 140 degrees, and must be cooled rapidly to prevent condensation.
Powerful air jets bring the core temperature down to room level in just a few minutes. Thermal sensors confirm the temperature is stable before the delicate packaging phase begins. Precision scales weigh every single portion, rejecting anything that doesn't meet the gram-perfect standard. Safety is paramount. Magnetic fields scan for even the tiniest trace of metal contamination.
The cooled, inspected cakes now gather for the final assembly, joining the flavor packets.
The seasoning packets, containing the soul of the flavor, are fed into the line at high velocity.
Sensors synchronize the drop, ensuring every packet lands strictly on its target.
The packaging film is fed into the flow wrapper, creating a protective tube around the product.
Fin sealers weld the bottom seam, creating an airtight, hygienic barrier. Rotary jaws crimp and cut the ends, sealing in freshness and nitrogen gas.
At 300 packs per minute, the production line transforms raw flour into a market-ready meal.
Automatic collators organize the individual packs, preparing them for bulk casing.
Case erectors transform flat cardboard blanks into rigid shipping containers in seconds. Side-load packers fill the cases with zero wasted space, maximizing shipping efficiency. Automatic tapers seal the flaps securely, preparing the carton for the rugged supply chain. Traceability codes are sprayed on every case, tracking the batch from factory to retail. A final weight check ensures every case contains the exact count before it leaves the floor.
Multiple production lines converge, feeding the high-speed robotic palletizing cell.
Before stacking begins, The dispenser positions a fresh base pallet with millimeter precision. Heavy-duty articulate robots do the heavy lifting, handling thousands of pounds per hour without fatigue.
The algorithm calculates an interlocking T-high pattern to maximize stability and stack strength.
Slip sheets are inserted between layers, adding friction to prevent the tower from toppling. The completed unit load, weighing over a ton, is now ready for containment.
To survive the journey, the stacked boxes must be locked together as a single solid unit.
Stretch wrapping applies tension, securing the load against vibration and shifting during transit. A top sheet renders the pallet dustproof and water-resistant, protecting the food inside. The SSCC label is the passport for the pallet, containing data for global logistics tracking. With the load secured and tagged, heavy material handlers take over. The finished product now enters the distribution center, a cathedral of inventory. Every hour, random samples are pulled from the line for rigorous destruction testing.
Rehydration time is critical. The noodles must reach the perfect texture in exactly 3 minutes.
Tensile strength tests ensure that the noodle has that signature chew and doesn't turn to mush.
The seasoning is analyzed at a molecular level to guarantee the flavor profile remains consistent.
Moisture levels must stay below 3% to prevent spoilage and maintain crunch.
Machines measure data, but only the human palate can give the final approval for taste.
The distribution center operates like a giant vending machine, managing thousands of tons of inventory. Smart logistics ensure freshness, moving the oldest stock out first to maintain quality. From the production line to the truck, the cold chain remains unbroken.
Security seals guarantee that the cargo arrives at the supermarket exactly as it left the factory.
Millions of meals, ready to be enjoyed in just 3 minutes, are now on their way.
And this is how modern factories produce instant noodles from start to finish.